Guys, what is going on? Joe from Odyssey Off-Road here. We are in the truck with an empty bed. And as you've seen from the title, we're picking up a new Renegade. A 1000 XXC. It's the gray and orange one. So we're on our way to the dealership here now. It's about an hour, 15 minutes from the house. So we'll get there. And we'll see if I can film a little bit at the dealership. We'll see how crazy busy it is. I know sometimes people get freaked out being on camera, so we'll see how busy the showroom is and what it's looking like there. But we'll try to get some footage from there and then do the reveal. Stay tuned. We have arrived at the dealership. We're gonna get out, take a look. They got the unit parked right out front, so you're gonna get a first-hand look before we even have to walk in. So let's take a peek. All right, guys, we are at Sierra Cycles here in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Awesome dealership to work with. No crazy fluff and fees on their quotes they give you. And here is the new unit. Little beauty. I love this color combination. I'm a sucker for like orange accents on a vehicle, or just orange in general on a car or a motorcycle or a dirt bike, anything. And this with the gray, man, just looks badass. Look at that. Beautiful color. This thing's going to be a beast. I can't wait to get it out on the trail. I am off from work tomorrow, so I'll probably be editing this video and taking this thing out for a little break-in. So I'm going to get inside, sign some papers, and get this sucker loaded up. All right, guys. So here she is in the garage. I got home last night with it. It was a little bit late. It was dark, so I wasn't going to film the rest of the video then. I figured I'll wait till the morning. I was kind of tired anyway, to be honest. So, got it out here in the garage. Haven't touched it at all yet. So I wanted to show you guys how it is as I picked it up. Didn't do absolutely anything to it. I haven't even checked the fluids or anything like that yet. I am going to be doing that here today. I'm going to be checking all the fluids. I always do that before I first ride on a new machine. Checking the lug nut torque, the torque on the bead locks, all the vital stuff. I have had machines in the past that I've purchased and fluids being a little bit low from the factory. So I always, as a caution, check everything, make sure it's full before the first rip. And, give this thing a nice break-in as well. So as you see it, exactly how it comes for the XXC package. I didn't take any of the warning labels off or nothing yet. I'm going to be getting all those off. That's something else I'm going to be doing today after I check all the fluids. Getting rid of all those ugly labels. And, yeah, I think it's beautiful. The color is just... The color is pretty crazy. I thought it was like a regular kind of straight gray. But it's actually got metallic in it. I'm not sure if a camera is going to pick it up here in the garage. But you might be able to see it a little bit right there. It's got a metallic in the paint. Kind of hard to see it. I didn't even realize it myself at the dealer. I kind of realized it when I got it home last night under the fluorescent lights in the garage at night. So, but yeah, the gray with the orange. And I like how it's all kind of monotone, like one color, instead of like Fender's one color and the hood black. It just looks really sharp, all gray like that, and then just the orange accents throughout. So again, this is the XXC. They build these for GNCC racing. It's you can set them up. You work adjust the suspension to your weight and how you want them. And a lot of people just run these things in the GNCC right out of the box, right off the showroom floor. Obviously, some modifications would help any machine, but this thing's pretty set up well to run right off the showroom. So, little walk around here, you kind of get it at all angles. And so orange bumper, right? That's kind of a XXC package thing. They give you the different accent color bumper. On the standard one, like my wife's 570 there, that has just a black bumper. So you also get the handguards that comes with the XXC package as well. In this case, they're orange. You get different handlebars on the XXC. Again, in this case, it's orange. Also metallic paint on it, on the bars. Now, I haven't adjusted anything. It's kind of how it's, the handlebars, how they, built it, how they created it at the dealer. So I may adjust to my liking, and that's fairly easy. Just take the pad off in the center, and you can just loosen the clamps and adjust the bars the way you like them, then adjust all your controls how you like them. And good look there. So, yeah, we'll get that on later. So, the seat is also a little different on the XXC. You get a more of a high-end material on the seat, along with the heavier grade material on the back stitched on with an accent color. In this case, obviously orange. Another nice thing with the Renegade is you get these raised pegs. So these things I'm pointing out to you here, like especially the pegs, that was a nice kind of selling point to me. Not that it swayed my decision at all, but some of you may already know if you follow me on Instagram or if you've seen my survey I put up on the YouTube page. I was contemplating getting this machine or the Scrambler, the Polaris Scrambler 1000 XP S model, and that's the 55-inch wide one with the big suspension. So I really wasn't sure which way I wanted to go. I got a price from two dealers. The dealer I get the Can-Am from, they don't sell Polaris, but the Polaris dealer up the road is where I got my Yamaha Raptor from. They sell Yamaha and Polaris and Honda. And the Sierra Cycles, where I bought this, they sell Can-Am, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki. So they each gave me a great deal. I've purchased vehicles from them before. I got my wife's Renegade from this dealer, and I bought a Raptor and my son's Polaris Outlaw and a Razor at one point. It was on the channel, the Pro XP. I bought all those from the other dealer, Cochise Motorsports. Both those dealerships are in Sierra Vista, Arizona. If you guys are shopping for a vehicle, I highly suggest, if you're even within a day's driving distance, to call those guys at those two dealerships, Sierra Cycles and Cochise Motorsports, Sierra Vista, Arizona. They are terrific. They give amazing customer service, and their prices beat any dealership that I've ever worked with. If I'm looking for something and there's multiple dealerships that have the same unit, those dealers always beat the prices. They always have the best prices. There's no extra add-ons and crazy fluff on their invoices. It's just MSRP tax and very small dock fees, and that's it. So I paid for this unit MSRP. To give you an example of a pretty good deal I got, MSRP on this machine is $15,399. This is a 2022. In 2023, if you guys haven't noticed or seen on the internet anywhere, Can-Am kind of redesigned the front ends on them a little bit. They gave them more of a squinty LED headlights and a different front bumper and grill area. Those are going to be $100 more. They're going to be $15,499 for the Can-Am website. And so I paid out the door for this $16,952. So that's, $15,399 is MSRP. That pretty much all I paid was tax and documentation fee, which was very minimal. So it was really just MSRP plus sales tax. I also purchased an extended warranty. That's not really the cost of the machine, but if you guys want to know, I paid $1,075 for a 5-year warranty. Also includes battery warranty. So it covers everything. Great. It's the same exact warranty I bought for my wife's 570. So that's the financial end of it. What persuaded me to get this machine over the Scrambler, I'll make this part short. I want to make the video more about the Renegade. But the Scrambler was an unknown to me. I'd never had one. I'd never driven one. Never sat on one. Everything I've heard, I've talked to multiple people in the industry. I talked to a gentleman that runs ATV On Demand. If you do not follow their channel for reviews on machines, I strongly suggest you follow ATV On Demand. Great channel, great guy that runs it. And, I kind of shoot his ear off a little bit about the two machines. I talked to a gentleman from Dirt Obsessions. Follow their YouTube channel as well. Awesome. I'll leave links below to both those channels in the description here in the video. But those guys both pretty much said to me, it's kind of a toss-up, because they tested both machines. They've run comparisons on both. So they had a little more, they had experience with the Scrambler and the Renegade and what would be, in their opinion, the better machine. And they both pretty much said it's kind of a toss-up. It's whatever you're going to be happy, you'd probably be happy with both, but whatever you want, you'd be happy with. So they didn't really persuade me either way. They gave me some great facts about each machine. But at the end of the day, I chose this one because my brother's got one. I've driven his. The Renegade lineup has been around forever. It's been a staple in the ATV marketplace for years, especially this new iteration with the new Generation 2 chassis. So I'm comfortable with knowing what I'm going to be getting for my money. The Scrambler was kind of an unknown to me, and it was $2,500 more out the door. So the MSRP on those are $17,799 before tax and all that stuff. And Polaris has a crazy freight and delivery that they charge the dealer for those things. So, you know, the price, although they were going to give me a nice discount on the unit to kind of make up for that inflated shipping cost from Polaris. But at the end of the day, I would have been paying about $2,600 more for the Polaris than this, and I would have had to order it. It would have been a couple months. That wasn't so much of a big deal, but to me, the unknown of getting a machine that I wasn't really 100% comfortable with, knowing what I was getting, and I have had bad experiences with Polaris in the past, if I'm being honest, and that kind of was stuck in the back of my mind. So I decided to get this. I saved the $2,500, and this machine is just a beast. There's nothing I can say that it's a negative on this machine. Just to kind of go over some of the facts about it, you got fully adjustable shocks, Fox suspension. So you can adjust high speed and low speed compression. So when people say, I've heard people say how these are very stiff out of the box, and probably factory settings that run so that you can corner better and, you know, not get too squirrely or on two wheels. You can adjust the settings how you like it. You know, you can soften them up if you want. You can also adjust rebound on these shocks. So they're fully adjustable. You rebound, high speed and low speed compression. Plus, you know, you can adjust your springs as well for your ride height. So fully adjustable, and that's like that front and rear. So, and that's just a great feature. The Polaris Scrambler, I think it's just 3-position clicker, soft, medium, hard. Which honestly isn't a bad thing either, because kind of makes, if you're kind of OCD like I am, I'm kind of always fiddling with something. I feel like there's got to be a better setting than what I got, and I just never can leave well enough alone. So when you have all the ability to change everything the way these shocks have, sometimes it's a detriment to your mind, because you're always kind of fiddling around with it instead of just setting it, you know, medium, low, or hard. But it's nice. It's got a lot of fine tunability. So the bead locks, you know, the XXC comes with the bead locks, in this case, obviously orange accented, which is nice. The Polaris does not give you bead locks, interestingly enough. The only thing the Polaris, I would say, was a plus that I was excited about is they run a square tire setup, meaning if you guys have watched my side-by-side videos and reviews, you'll know that I'm a fan of having a square tire setup, which means same size wheel and tire in the back as the front. This way you can rotate them and get more life out of them. The Can-Am's got much bigger, wider tires in the back and a deeper rim than they do in the front. What a lot of people do is they'll get an extra set of front wheels and run them in the back, and then run 4 of the same size tires on these. That's a way to go if you want to keep the OEM B-lock wheels. Another thing you get with the XXC package, which you can kind of see from here, you get a full aluminum skid plate, and it's heavy duty. It's pretty thick. So on my wife's, it's just a kind of sheet of plastic under there. So this you get nice heavy skid plate. I mean, it's solid. So that's a nice benefit. You don't get one in the rear. I'm assuming the aftermarket makes one for the back to kind of extend the skid plate out back there. So I'll look into something like that. But this, I just wanted to show you guys how they come, what to expect, and what you're going to get for your money right out of the box. Not, you know, I didn't fiddle with nothing yet. So, and of course, this being a high-end model, you get some features that you don't get on the low-end models. So namely, you get the ITC mode. So what that is you can change the throttle mapping from, it'll be in standard. If you click it over to the right, you can go in sport mode, performance mode. That is neck braking mode. So that's all the power, full throttle. It's lightning quick throttle response. Scary. I would not use that mode on pavement. Stick with the dirt. So then you can go over to standard, obviously, again, and then you can go over to eco mode, which is a much more tamer version of throttle mapping. Then what you also get is the DPS. So that's the Can-Am's dynamic power steering. So you get 3 modes on that. Is for power steering input. You can get maximum power steering input. You can, if you're in, like, you know, slow technical stuff, rock crawling, stuff like that, you can put it in high, and it really gives you the most assist. And then you can go to medium assist, and then you can go to low assist. So you get a base model Renegade. They do not come with power steering. That's the only downside of that. And then you don't really need to try mode throttle mapping on the base models because it's not a 1000. You can also get a 1000 and XMR. That's for the mud. You know, so they snorkel everything, all the intakes and everything is snorkeled up here, and then you get mud tires. So that machine is going to be obviously the same powertrain, but it's going to be a little bit slower in the sense that the computer mapping, I think, governs the top speed on those, and obviously those bigger, heavier tires are going to slow you down a little bit as well. So that's pretty much what you get here with the XXC package. Like I said, it's designed for GNCC cross-country racing, hence the XXC cross-country circuit. So I think it's a great machine, beautiful. I'm going to really enjoy it. My plans for this thing is, as far as mods go, I would say, first things we're going to do, free mods we're going to do today, is we're going to get rid of these ugly labels. Like I said, I'm going to check all the fluid, check the air pressure, check the lug nut torque, all that stuff. What we're going to do is order a set of grips. That's a nice cheap mod. Nice set of ODI grips. I run them on all my machines, the ODI grips. They're nice and soft. These are kind of built to last, you know what I mean? An OEM grip, it's going to last a long time, but they got a lot of grip, but they're a little hard. They're going to tear your hands up if you're not wearing a nice set of gloves. So headlights, they're like they're halogen, but they're projector beam. So they're very bright. Unloaded off truck last night and drove it down the road just really quick. And the headlights are great. High beams are even better. They really shoot out far. The Polaris Scrambler actually gives you standard halogen bulbs. It's like a candle in the wind, their headlights. They're not good at all. And I'm assuming that's probably why they give you the light bar on it, just to compensate for the fact that the headlights are crappy. So, but they do give you the light bar. So this color here is actually painted, unlike some of the other colors. That's like more of a high-end feature that these companies do, even on the side-by-sides. And you have like the special edition models or anything like that, and they come with the exclusive color. They're painted fenders, so you can see where they paint them. These are black fenders, and then they're painted. You can see from the factory the overspray to the inside edge from when they paint them. And it's nice that they don't paint the insides, actually. It's just raw black plastic, I think, because it's just going to, you just end up with paint chips and scratches, and it just makes it easier to clean. But the front locker on this is the Can-Am Visco Lock QE. So QE stands for Quick Engagement. They have a standard Visco Lock front diff. And the way Visco Lock works, if any of you don't know, is one wheel has to start slipping in the front, on the front, and then once it senses a certain amount of revolutions, it'll lock up, and then it'll kick in the other wheel. For this version, for the QE, the Quick Engagement version of it, from what I understand, it's only like 1/2 to one revolution of a slip of the tire, and it locks the other wheel. It doesn't take multiple revolutions. It locks up a lot faster, hence the QE, quick engagement name. So that's pretty much the gist of it. You know, under the front bumper you get a little plastic skid as well. It's just plastic, but it does, you know, it'll protect your bumper if you bang off something from denting the metal bumper, and just kind of helping you glide over some stuff. And then you get the A-arm guards. They're just standard plastic A-arm guards as well, but it helps protect your CV boots. So those are always nice to have. You're driving something, can't just kind of come up, it deflects rocks and sticks off from puncturing your CV boots. That's another thing, actually. The Polaris doesn't have anything to deflect and protect your CV boots from the factory. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know, it just seems like that machine was a lot more money, and it was a lot more money because of the suspension. You know, it's got more suspension travel, it's got a wider stance. So I think that's their selling point on that machine. This machine in a drag race actually beats it. It's got 2 more horsepower only than the Polaris, but it's tuned and clutched way more aggressive than the Polaris. Is a lot more linear power feel. It's still a beast. I mean, 89 horsepower between your legs on an ATV is going to be fast, you know. So, but the power delivery is a little bit different than the Renegade's a way more aggressive power delivery, especially if you have everything in sport mode. It's just insane. The blip of a throttle with the front tires, like, you know, hopping over a log or something like that, and it bunny hops over objects or stands the front end up, you know, without even trying, just on its own. So it's really got an aggressive clutch and throttle engagement. And that's kind of a turn off to some people, but it's nice to give you the tri mode for the mapping, so you can dial it down if you're a beginner. I think if you're a beginner, you probably shouldn't be getting this machine anyway. It's could get out of hand real quick if you're not careful. But if you are, and you're a big guy and you're like, I want a big machine, and you've never really ridden before and you want to kind of get comfortable, you can keep it in eco mode and then standard. You don't got to run it in a performance mode, and it'll tame it down quite a bit. Especially eco mode, it really tames it down a lot. So let me guys know what you think. I put up that survey, and it was that almost 90% of you said you'd like to see the Renegade on the channel and not the Scrambler. So I bought the Renegade. I hope you guys come back and revisit the channel and watch the upcoming videos on it. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff coming up. I'm gonna do a comparison if you guys are interested in side by side. I'll park them next to each other, and we'll talk about the big differences between the 1000 XXC and then the base model 570, and kind of show you the difference in the chassis, if you know what's different, what's the same, and kind of help you if you're kind of trying to decide yourself what machine you want to spend your money on. That's it for this one. I really appreciate you guys who clicked on the video, tuned in, and please give it a thumbs up on your way out if you haven't subscribed to the channel already and you clicked on this video just because of the Canam Renegade. Please subscribe to the channel. There'll be a lot more Renegade content coming, I promise you that. Also, guys, follow us on Instagram at Odyssey_offroad. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching this one. Again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And get out there and ride safe.